Welcome to the computer age. 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 Welcome to the 21st century.
All right, here we go.
So, hello, how are you?
Hello, Laura. How you doing?
Doing great.
Welcome, and we're very excited to see this. I wasn't planning on being on here, but I'm excited to see how I can participate.
Very good. So I guess I should tell them why I have all these lips floating behind me. I mean,
Yeah.
One of these things is not like the other in our little screen right now, and so that's why I'm here today.
So, Laura, tell us about what you do. Let's start with that.
Well, I'm a lipsologist, and you may be going, what? And it's like I read lipstick prints, and so I am called a lipsologist. And I've been doing that probably for about 6 to 7 years. I have been, I'm an intuitive entertainer. I'm in the Dallas, Texas region. And apart from reading lipstick prints, I read a lot of other different things. But today we're going to center in on this one. And the reason why I love it and why it's done so well in a virtual setting is because of how we're able to engage people and actually kind of playing along. And so what I'd like to do with everybody today is show you how I'm working with doing lipstick print reading virtually, but also have you at home follow along. And if you have lipstick, great. If you don't, you don't have to have it. But you need a piece of paper and a pen. Okay.
Got it.
And my pals who are gonna play along with me today and be part of our virtual modeling. If you have your lipstick handy, have that too, because you'll be using it a couple of times during this. Okay. So I guess while you guys are kind of looking for that, I could show you a few things about lipsology. Does that sound like a good thing, maybe, Steve?
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay. All right, so let me hit my share screen. And let's see. Application window. All right. So I'm a lipsologist. So here I am. A lipsologist is, or lipsology is the art and science of reading lip prints. One of the biggest questions people ask me when they see me at a show is, well, how did you get into that? And I will tell people I read a book, and the book was Lipsology, the art and science of reading lip prints. I am one of 11 lipsologists in the world. And the picture are a couple of the lipsologists when we gathered with our mentor and teacher, Jilly Eddy, who is the lady in the red sunglasses. Jilly is now retired. But there are 11 of us. And at that time we took the picture, there weren't 11. Just to tell you, there two lipsologists are men. One's in Hawaii and one is in Chicago. We are now international with 2 lipsologists in the United Kingdom and 1 in Malaysia. And so this is us, and this is what we do. And we're spread out pretty much all over the US. When I'm not in lockdown or in the pandemic, I'm performing at live events, and so very much engaged with people around me, and showing them things about their lip prints. I work for many different corporations, which now is a little bit harder to do. And one of the things that I like the most is being able to display their logos on the KISS card. So where you make your lip prints, it's called a KISS card. And so it makes a really nice little branding opportunity for a lot of my clients. Men will do this too, by the way. I have plenty of male clients. The guy in the gold shirt is from a corporation in San Antonio who brought me down for a night of craft beer bowling and lip print reading with 30 of their engineers. I was petrified that it would not go over, but every one of them made lip prints. And so alcohol certainly helps, but the guys will do it. Some fun lip print or lipsology facts is no 2 lip prints are alike, even of the same person ever. And you're going to see that today. You can't tell by someone's lips what their lip prints will look like. So I've seen really people with really big lips have teeny tiny lip prints and vice versa. You can't tell age, gender, or race by a lip print. And so people will say, oh, so you mean like lip prints are like a person's signature? Or like people, are they like fingerprints? And the answer is no, not quite, because fingerprints don't change. And that's why why law enforcement likes them. But lip prints are, think more like a person's signature. And so you know how our signature can change depending on the tension in our hands. It's the same thing, and the tension in your lips and how you kiss the paper. And so each lip print that you make can hold over 70 possible aspects. So we're going to look at a couple of things today, just with that in mind. We'll be focusing on placement on the paper. We're going to also look at the size of lip prints and also corners. How you make decisions is like in the corners of your lip prints. Truthfully, the most fun about this is really getting into it and making the lip prints. So we're going to stop and start to do that. So I'm going to come back to y'all. Oops. And, oh, I got to stop. And show, sorry. All right, here we go. Perfect. So ladies, I have all of you. So I have Nicole and Julianne, CP Madison, and Amanda. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So good to see all of you. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our paper. And so if you're at home and you've got paper, you may have a piece like me, like this. And if you have that, we're gonna fold it in half. And as a friend of mine says, we're doing it hamburger wise and taco wise, rather than hot dog. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm making an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper that fits kind of nicely in our frame. So, and if you've already got a small piece of paper around this size, just keep it that way. Okay. Everybody got it? And if you're at home, do this too, so that you've got your piece of paper. All right. So, ladies with our lipstick, and now I'm gonna find mine on the table. you're going to apply a really nice coat of lipstick. Okay, you want to get a lot on because we're going to kiss the paper and it's going to go on to the paper. All right. So, what I love about having everything on virtual is you can usually use your image as a mirror. All right. So when everybody's got that, it's kind of fun to do it all at the same time. So I'll show you one thing before we go. So this, when people do this, when they put the paper in between their mouth and that is called blotting. We're not blotting. We're going to kiss the paper. All right. So if everybody's got their lipstick on, get your paper. And your job now is to make a lip print anywhere on the paper that you see fit. Okay. And you can do it any way you want to. You can do it like this. You can put it down. You can get something that makes it a good back. I don't care. Whatever is comfortable for you to do that, do it. So we're going to make our first lip print anywhere. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. So those of you at home, you're going to take your pen and I want you to draw your first lip print anywhere on the paper you want to do it that way. Or if you're making lip prints, make your lip print. So everybody can play along with with the game. So, all right, ladies, we're going to make another lip print. So we want to put on more lipstick. All right. So now you're going to make another print, again, anywhere you want to put it on the paper. Okay.
Oh, I did it already. Okay.
Okay. All right. So now we're down to the third. We're going to make a third lip print. And a lot of times I'll already have enough to make the third. I can tell by looking at my prints right now, I don't. And so I'm going to put a little bit more on to make my third. You may have pretty thick, like you can just judge your own lip prints right now. If you think you've got enough to make the third, you might. But I don't, and I know that. So I need a little bit more. All right. And once you do that, one more. All right. So I've got my 3. And at home, if you're drawing your lip prints, draw 2 more anywhere on the page. And if you're at home making lip prints, make sure you make 2 more prints. So now you should have 3 prints on the paper. Okay. So just for fun, the next thing we're going to do is take your pen and you're going to number your prints in the order that you made them. Okay. So number 1, just remember which one that was, and then label 2, and then label number 3. All right. So now we should have 3 lip prints on our papers. Okay. So let's see. Right. Okay. That's great. Very good. All right. So when we look at, I'm going to show you a couple of things here real quick. I'm going to go back to our share screen for a moment. see. I got that back here. Hang on. Uh-oh. Yeah. All right. Let's get that. Okay. All right. So are you with me on the share screen? Good. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So if you will, I want you to take with your pen, you're going to draw, you're going to look at your paper and you're going to kind of look at dividing it in sections, in 3 sections vertically. And so if you, let's see.
So we should draw
Yes.
it or fold it.
No, you're
sorry,
going to draw. So here, I'm going to go back real quick. And all right. So if you draw, so you're going to do 3 lines. So you're going to divide it up. Okay. So we have 3 different sections. Okay.
Even if the lips are in the same section.
Like that. Do you understand? You got it? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So now, so what we're looking at when we do this, is the left hand. So the left-hand side of your paper is the past. The middle is the present. And the right-hand side is to the future. So the question is where did you put lip print number 1? So Madison, where did you put yours?
In the present.
Okay, perfect. How many of you guys have it in the present? Have it in the dead middle?
I have mine in the present.
Okay, perfect. Okay, CP, was yours in the middle? You're in the past.
No, I'm in the past.
All right, Amanda, yours was in the present.
Bye.
Oh, yours is in the
No,
past.
it's in the past. Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I was supposed to write.
So anybody in the future? No, not okay. So all right. So now we're gonna make another set of lines, and you're going to cut it up into top, middle, and bottom. Okay. All right. Everybody get that?
Like this?
Yeah. To your best of ability. Okay. Nothing's
The
perfect.
notes are
Okay?
all over the place.
And I always have to eyeball this. I can't when I'm at an event, I can't draw things on people. So I have to eyeball it and think about it. So we've now got 3 sections going that way. So I want you to, so how this is going is, this is thinking. So the top is like our head, like thinking. The middle is doing, where we're really active and making an effort in something. And then the bottom has to do with our comfort zone, when we're really comfortable at doing something. Or it's like old hat, it's rote, it's like no brainer. Okay. So going back to so where are the most of your prints?
Mine are all towards the middle.
Yours are all toward the middle. So
Yeah.
you're in a lot of doing mode right now. Okay. Being very active. And so Nicole, can I see yours for a second? You want to put yours up? Here, can I get you? Okay, perfect. Yeah, so yours are kind of in the middle. And let's say number 1 is, you know, kind of in the center. And then, so right now you're working on some things, but you're referring back to what you've already done. So number 2 goes back to the past. And then her number 3 goes into the future. And so you know, what she's working on right now, she's making references to the past so that she'll be better prepared on how she's going to do something, or she actually could see herself doing it in the future. So that's the brain thinking right there in the sequence order. So is that kind of how things are going? And it's funny because you're doing and thinking at the same time. You can see how your number one print splits the upper corner or the upper square above it. Yeah, so number one, how it just grazes that top. So she's doing some thinking, or she's like doing a combination with that one. And so that's how it kind of goes together in the sequencing. So let me, who else? Let me look at somebody else real quick. So let's see. All right, so Madison, you're in where your head is right now. Mostly what's taking the attention is you're a thinker. So number one goes up into the brain, goes up into the thinking. So it's like kind of working through the strategy on something. And then you go back to how you've done it in the past. And again, to have a goal of how you're going to do something in the future. And those are right in line. So this is gonna be part of a goal of how you're doing it. But right now, you like where we presently find you is thinking through things and kind of spending some time kind of going through it. Okay. So would you agree if that's kind of where your head is right now, how you're doing stuff?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And so it's not that you're, you know, so if we had the opposite, if we had the other two on top and then your first one like in the middle, that would tell me that you think a lot. But this is not, you don't get stuck in your, you know how some people are stuck and kind of thinking all the time. That's not how you are. You're somebody that's actually a doer. You're into the motions of things, of getting things done. You like to stay in action.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me, like, in the 2 out of 3, it's like, okay, that's where you're in the sweet spot most of the time. All right. Let's see. So CP. So CP, you are a thinker. Okay. So that's just exactly what I was talking about. So CP's in her head quite a bit. And she's with us right now, like in number 3. So you were thinking about, or you've been thinking about things that already happened and who you've been doing it with, and also what's going to happen in the future with it. So you've been kind of strategizing some things. And right now we've got you at, oh yeah, we're distracting you from that by making you do this. And so it's making you have to actively do something, which is pulling your psyche down, or where you have to engage in something where otherwise you could just be kind of like off in your head, working things out. And so that's what your lip prints are telling me that's going on with you. It's pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Amanda, have we seen yours?
I don't know if you can see them though. There you go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Pull them over just a little bit.
There we go.
Okay. It looks like, let's see. And if I can see, is number 1 in the, yeah, you said number 1's in the past. Okay. Yeah. So, you also are kind of a little bit, in thinking about the past, and then kind of how things are going to, how you think something's going to go and what you think you should be doing with it. And then we kind of catch you now with what we're doing now, perhaps like familiar with something that you used to do and following through with it presently. And so your brain is like, I'm mostly in my head, but if you get me enough engaged in something, I'll be back down into actually the action of it. So yours is kind of in that right now. All right.
Sounds about
Anybody
right.
else? Oh, I've got Julianne. Let's see. All right. So Julianne, let's see. Which one's number one? One's in the past? Oh, one's there. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you have yours in more of the thinking. And then you're more of an action kind of gal too. And so yeah, so that's going kind of going along with that as well. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so Steve, what was yours? Do you want to tell us? Where's
Let's see.
your number one?
My number one is in the top middle.
Top middle? Okay,
Yep.
so kind of using your head right now, thinking presently, kind of going through thinking through everything.
That makes sense, you know, with the pivot that we've made in this world. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, just like you're in your head quite a lot in the ideas of things. Okay, and then where did your number two?
My number two is in the middle left.
Middle left. Okay, so yeah, so and then how did you do things in the past? How were what were you doing? How were you following through on that? Mm-hmm.
And the number three is in the middle right.
Okay, and then the middle right. Yeah, and then what could you do with this? How could you what would you follow through and do in the future? So that's where you're thinking, how your brain is working, almost like a V.
That's exactly. It's an upside down V. It's a
Yeah.
what is it? An N. It's an N.
There you go. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, and so so one of the so that's when we're looking at the sequence order, it's like kind of like where is somebody's head, and in this little exercise can be a really great icebreaker to do with groups, particularly if you have teams or you're coaching people, to kind of find out where are they at the very beginning of a session, because if everybody's kind of in the thinking mode, you want to do something that gets them active so that they're presently with you. And sometimes people don't even realize that they're so busy, if their heads are other places. And so if they're thinking about the past, sometimes it's great to go, hey, do you want to just jot a few things down? Or if they're thinking about the future, is there something you're going to need to do? Jot that down. And so that people can be more present to what's going on right now. And so this is just a fun little thing that anybody can do. And you can see that you don't necessarily have to have lipstick. You could use almost anything in the placement of it, because it has to do with people's subconscious. So, but now we're going to look at things that that have to do with how we do projects. And this is a little bit trickier about figuring out the size of a lip print. But we're going to kind of, we're going to take a look at that real quick. So let me set us up for a moment. And I can share screen. And I'm getting faster at this, I think. Uh-oh, maybe not. There we go. All right, let me share that. Okay, so size is how you approach some projects. I'll just kind of pull this up. So if you have smallish lip prints and you're gonna, again, probably kind of have to kind of eyeball this a little bit. So the smaller lip prints, the easiest ones to actually spot are the medium ones, because they're about, most people have them. They're about 1 3/4 to 2 1/4 inches. The large ones are easy to spot too. They take up a lot of space with that 2 1/4 to 3 inches. They're huge. But then the little ones, they're about 1 inch to actually 1 1/4 inches. This is like a typo. And so they can be kind of small. And so that's the next thing that we're going to kind of look at. Right. And so I have a way of, I don't know if you have this around, but I have a way that I like to measure, and it's using like a bill. So when I take a bill and I fold it in half, so that this is the hot dog way of doing things. I find that the end of half of a bill is about the size of a small lip print. And that almost the whole end is the large. And so this is one of the ways to kind of like start eyeballing your lip print, because this is a harder thing to see virtually. When I about the 3/4 of this is a medium, and so my lip prints, I'm just going to find mine real quick. Where did I put mine today? These are them. Mine vary between a small and a medium, but I can just kind of show you on camera. Let's see if I can measure them. Oops. See, they're pretty much medium. So we're going to look at that real quick. So does anybody think that they've got smallish lip prints?
Maybe me. I don't know.
Okay, do you think so, Amanda? Let's take a look. All right.
I don't have any dollar bills though.
Yeah, no, and I didn't tell you guys that, and so it was one of those things that I thought, oh, this will be kind of fun to kind of eyeball. So here's the thing. So if you think you've got smallish lip prints, these are the ways. This is the telltale sign of somebody with smallish lip prints. Is when you are approaching projects, do you need a lot of information? Do you ask a lot of questions? It's kind of like, I need to know what I'm getting into.
I can tell you, yes.
Stephen could probably ask that.
I can answer that for her, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So people with smallish lip prints, they're into the details. They've got to know what they're getting into. And usually, so Amanda, if people get mad at you for asking those questions, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
It's because they should have thought about those questions before you asked them. They know that.
Steve, are you listening?
Yeah, Steven.
Well, I'm sorry, I missed that. What? Must be these headsets. I'm going through a tunnel.
Are you listening?
You're also somebody that would know, like find typos and stuff, and also want to correct things, and that's another thing.
That doesn't sound like Amanda at all. Right? Absolutely not. No, definitely not. Nope.
No, not me.
Okay, so not to that detail.
No,
no, we're kidding. We're being sarcastic.
That's totally me.
And so the third thing is they course correct stories. You know how people start rambling on about, well, then this happened, and they'll start like kind of getting dramatic about it, and you'll go, wait. No. It happened like this. And so you'll sequence order something. And that's the other good thing. They're really good at listening and knowing the details around things. And that is the smallish lip print. They're going to be into the details. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody else, did that fit anybody else's lip prints? Yours a little bit? Okay. Mine go back and forth. I'm a medium as well. Can I see your lip prints? Yeah, okay. You've got some of that as well. Okay. I would bet you're also, though, the medium, looking at your lip prints. And so juggling lots of projects. So medium-sized lip print, which most of us, particularly women, are, we're jugglers. We juggle lots of projects. So we are doing a lot of things, both in our private life and in our public life. And we like to do things really, really, really well. But you can't do everything really well. And so there will be balls dropping. And that's when the self-beating begins. Because usually people with medium lip prints, which is, which again, about 70 to 80% of the people I read have medium-sized lip prints. And they have high standards for what they do. And so I usually, when I get to write stuff on people's cards, I usually write, be nice to you, because we're usually our worst critics on stuff. And I say we because I belong in this bracket too. And so does anybody else relate to that?
That is 100% accurate.
All right. So does anybody feel that they have larger lip prints?
I think I do.
Okay, let's see yours. Okay, Madison.
Because I did the dollar bill. I did like the...
Aha! She did the dollar bill test. Perfect. I gotcha. Okay. So Madison, let's see if this applies to you. Okay, so people with larger lip prints, they're what are called visionaries. Okay, so when they start a project, they start with their, like, the ideal. And they kind of look out and they go, wow, this is a great idea. Or I'm thinking that this is how it should be. And if we're going to do this, I need the right people. I need the right tools. Time is usually a big thing for them. And like, I need enough time. We can't rush this. And then the other one is money. Do not nitpick on the money. It's going to cost what it's going to cost. Mm-hmm. And so this particular lip print has got a nickname. It's called the Play Big or Go Home lip print. And it's like, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it right, or not at all. And so usually the visionaries are leaders. They're going to kind of get everybody excited about it. They get everybody kind of seeing what the possibility is. And so in a team, to have all three of those types of lip prints is really important, right? Because we need people that have the imagination of seeing how it could be. We need the doer, the busy bees and the doers. And then we need the checkpoints of people that go, let's look through that again. And and kind of like help refine it, right? And so when you have all of that on a team, it's pretty good. And so would you say that goes a little, are you leaning a little bit more toward the visionary medicine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. And I remember meeting somebody at a party, and he worked for an ad agency, and he was complaining to me that people just thought he sat around having fun. And he said, it's hard thinking those ideas. It is hard, trying to engage people in what I see. It is, but everybody just thinks I have the fun job. So
yeah,
really kind of
I agree with that. It's very hard to have the fun job.
Okay, so with the lip prints you drew, did you draw big ones, small ones, or medium-sized ones?
I mean, they're like big. They're like wide and tall. They're like cartoonish ones.
You went for the larger lip prints, the visionary, right?
I guess so. I mean, I don't have a dollar bill on you, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So chances are, the way you just described them, you probably did. And so again, you would say probably psychologically are in a little bit more in the visionary mode right now. And so if you guys are watching at home, you may just think about what the things I said. If you drew them small, you're probably into details. If you drew a medium, more than likely you're a busy bee, kind of like a lot of us that, are trying to do a lot of things and really have maybe a lot of high standards for what you want to do. So just be nice. All right. So that's how we do projects. And so we've got one more thing that I kind of want to look at real quick that's easy, again, an easy thing for you to locate on your own lip prints. And that has to do with the corners. So the corners of our lip prints can be open, or they can be closed, or they can be open on one side, closed on the other, or vice versa. So with your, who has mostly closed corners?
Me.
Okay, Madison. So do you need, so let's take a look. So yeah, Madison's are pretty closed on all ends here. So Madison, no one should rush you in making decisions. Usually, yeah, people just need time, and the more it takes to get into the center where there's light, the more time. So hold yours up one more time, and I'll show you something. So with Madison's, you can see how 1 and 2, it doesn't take much time to get into the center, but number 3 is like, yeah, in the future, she's expecting to take a much longer time in making a decision on something. So psychologically, you're already predicting something for yourself and how you're going to be going around making decisions. So where in the past, it was quicker and easier to make them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Julian, let's see yours. Where are you? Open or closed?
You're muted. Julianne, you're muted.
Let's.
I'm the worst. Sorry. I think mine are kind of in between.
Yeah, there seems to be some opening. At least maybe 2 is open. So in your mind, and number 2 is.
Yeah, I think so. I think 3 is kind of closed.
3 is closed. So the future is closed. But normally you're ready to go. Okay, so you're also somebody that's like,
I'm always ready to go.
like, hey, let's just do it. Let's just go. So when there's like a through line on the corners, it's like, yeah, I'm just like, let's go. Let's just do it. And but there's
I can attest to that. That's accurate as well. Very accurate.
There's something coming up that you're going, wait a minute, not so fast. We might want to slow down. like a look at it, before we do it. Okay, so yeah. But that one's pretty easy to see. So through open corners, ready to go. Closed corners, need some time to make some decisions. Okay. Hey, Steve, what's yours? What is yours? A combination? Okay. So you look like you have a little bit of a combination on some stuff, like closed corners on one side. Is that right? Okay.
It looks like number 1, yeah.
Okay.
One's on the side. Yeah, that
it
one.
looks a little bit like
The more
3
closed.
is on the on the other. So like one side is okay. So people with one side closed, they can be collectors or pack rats. So things like that, and this can be whether it's information or things. What happens is they can't move as fast as they'd like to, because it's like either pulling something along or pushing against it. And so you're also kind of dealing with some things that you can't quite move as fast as you want to. That there's something kind of either you're pushing against or you're pulling along. And so that's one of the things that's kind of going along with yours. And it's interesting because you kind of got wavy lip prints. And so now I'm getting to something that we haven't talked about, but we're looking at shape just a little bit. And so shape is usually when we have that wavy, the person's very creative. And so they think outside the box. And so I think maybe some of this is like a lot of ideas. And the reason why I say that is also because of a little things with the lip prints that that there's with yours, you could it looks like you could get sidetracked easily, or not scatterbrained, but it's like you have such a great imagination that it can lose focus. And so unless you're uber focused, you've just got accumulation of stuff that is maybe keeping you from moving as fast as you would like to go. Would you say that that's going on a little bit?
I mean, I don't know if it's imagination and focus as much as it's just a lot on a plate.
Yeah.
But there's always like stuff to do and going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And but you, I mean, people would see you handling things in a very unusual way, in a very creative and outside of the box way of doing things. Okay, both the top and bottom, and on your own, you would be very creative of things that you enjoy doing as well. We've got that going on. Also, changing directions. You can change directions at the drop of a hat too. You can pivot around very, very quickly in that lip print. Okay, very cool. All right. Who else? Let's see. Anybody? Yeah, Nicole, do you want me to look at yours real quick? Okay, yeah. With yours, I think they're open. Is that what you think, Nicole? And you're muted, by the way.
It's hard to tell for me.
Uh-huh. Or is it just because the ends are fuzzy?
Yeah, they look a little open.
Okay,
to me.
so if they're open, this is usually I'm ready to go. You know, it's like, but they looked a little chopped off at the ends. Would you agree? Do they look like they're kind of cut off?
Yeah.
Okay, so these
A
are
little
called
bit, yeah.
blinders, just like you put blinders on a horse. And so they usually indicate that the person's like very, very focused right now. And I think your middle one up at the top is very much that way, from what I can remember. And so you may even feel guilty about doing this. Usually when they have the blinders, they've got a lot to do and they're like, oh, I should be doing this. This is fun. I should be like working. Working. So it's that nose to the grindstone kind of thing. And what I find is usually it's actually the person needs to do the opposite. They need to schedule play dates and stuff. So it's like, yeah, a lot's changing and a lot's shifting if everything's open. And so you may feel like you really need to stay on top of it and work hard. But it's like, okay, don't forget to stick in some fun stuff because you need that. And just this play, you may even walk off going, yeah, that was kind of fun. Or I should do some more socially things, some more. Because that's really some of the things that we start realizing is how much we need other people, how to engage. And so.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that it's hard to see the corners. A lot of times, especially if it looks chopped off like that, person can be really, really focused or dealing with things. And also they're a little bit faint. So you're really kind of tired too. And, and so you don't have as much energy as you'd like to, or you could be even dehydrated. So drink some water too.
Thank you. Good to know.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anybody else's corners? Amanda, what were your? Oh yeah, that's right. We saw yours, didn't we?
Mine are all open. There you
All
go.
are open and very, very wide between. So you are like, yeah, I'm ready. Anytime, let's just do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And a lot of enthusiasm usually around that too, with a lot of spacing between. The person is like really open-minded, very excited about what's going to happen, getting a lot of information, enjoying, hearing what other people are doing. And so they're like, again, information, they kind of collect it. And so this is another piece of that information. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
I think you got everybody.
Okay. And Steve, did you have any corners on yours, or were they closed?
No, mine are completely closed. I have a line down the middle.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely needing time to make some decisions might be it for you right now. I don't know. That one is one that I was like, I wonder how people would draw that.
I was thinking that as you guys were starting this, I was like, I just made them, I made a upper lip and a bottom lip and a line down the middle.
Very fun. Yeah. And so you can get kind of a little bit of a sense about some of the things that I do at a lip print party with people. And with us, I thought that it would be kind of fun to look at some of these things that are easy to see, but also could kind of give us an idea of how we work on things. I really like talking to anybody I'm working with, so I get a sense of their group. And I tailor a lot of times what we're going to look at to the group. Is there anybody that has any questions or want me to look at anything else about their print? I think we've got a few minutes, or I can answer any questions if you've got questions.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, good.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, Laura. That was amazing. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Everybody, let's do a big thumbs up. And thank you, Laura. Have a wonderful day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching online, thank you so much for joining us for another week of our virtual programming. And with the holidays coming up, this is definitely something that we offer. We can absolutely bring it to you guys. So hopefully keep it in mind for your holiday event coming up. And we look forward to seeing you next week.